Hello, everybody, and welcome. For those of you who are here for the first time, I'm Carmen, and this is Carmi's Cove. This is a place where we talk everything mental health, everything self care, everything growth. We go raw, we go real, we go realistic here. If you're not ready to talk real, exit. Because here in the code, we dive deep into the issues of life, we dive deep into the issues of trauma, into the issues of mental health issues. So this is a place where you are safe, but also know that this is a place for rawness and real. By the way, I can't talk, I stutter, I stumble over words, I might mispronounce them, so fair warning. But most of all, whatever self-care looks like to you, whatever mental health looks like to you, and above all what it looks like for me, because this is a documentary of my personal journey and my mental health findings and the things I use to grow in my life as somebody who has struggled with mental health and somebody who works in mental health. So sit back today while we talk about 6 easy steps that I took myself to move towards self confidence, move towards growth, move towards motivation, and facing life with a little bit more vigor. And also, it gave me the confidence to chase after the things that I want in life. So, 6 easy, practical steps. Tap in. So, here's the truth. You can't build the life that you want to build or be the person that you want to be if you hate yourself, if you're holding regret against yourself for things that you did or didn't do in the past. You have to forgive yourself. You're going to get sick of me saying it, but step number one, forgive yourself. Nobody in this world is perfect. Nobody in this world is going to live a life where they don't make no mistakes at all. Nobody's going to do that. You also got to take into account the things that you did when you were younger. You weren't mature enough to realize or to make the right choices. Okay. Some things we make mistakes about in the past that's tough to come back from, and we have to deal with the consequences of it. I'm not saying that we don't deal with the consequences of our mistakes in the past, but I am saying in order to grow, in order to become who you want to become, you have to stop beating yourself up over things that you did in the past. You have to stop beating yourself up over the person that you were yesterday, the person that you were in high school, the person that you were in young adulthood. You have to stop beating yourself up over it, because at the end of the day, you can't go back and change that. You go and you try to you try to make amends where you can make amends, but you can't keep beating yourself down, especially if you've done the work to try to gain forgiveness and maybe they decided they didn't want to give it. You did the work. Be a better person tomorrow. When I'm talking about forgiving yourself, I'm saying the stuff that people feel like they can hold over your head. You have to know in your mind and in your heart that you went back and you did the right thing. Like, for instance, I've had a friendship or two where maybe I wasn't even the best friend in the friendship and they weren't the best friend in the friendship either. And so the relationships fizzled out or the relationships ended. Later on in life, now that we're adults, now that we're grown, now that we mature, we got kids and stuff, there have been times where I reached out to people and like, hey, I don't like the way things ended. And I just want to let you know I'm not trying to rebuild a relationship, but I do want to apologize for my role that I played in it. And, so on and so forth. So, you've done the work. You know that you put in the effort to change and be a better person, be a bigger person, be a better friend. Stop beating yourself up. Oh, I messed up the friendship with so and so back in 2016. Okay, cool. I wasn't a good friend back then. So today I need to make sure that I'm there for the person that I'm calling friend. I have to make sure that I'm trustworthy. I have to make another example. There was some financial decisions that I could have made better. And as a result, I ended up in some financial binds. Actions, consequences. I can't keep beating myself up because I didn't make the best financial decisions back in the day. And I'm paying for it now. You can't keep beating yourself up. What do? You build a budget, you attack the debt, you move forward. You have to stop beating yourself up for the things you done. Even let's take an example. You broke somebody's heart. Yeah, you should feel guilty if you've done something to wrong somebody. But also, you can't keep beating yourself up if you've done the work to go back and fix it. Getting into a better headspace, getting back on track with your life, letting go of what people think about you, how people feel, it starts with forgiving yourself. It starts with saying, okay, I know I didn't do the best by people. I know I didn't do the best by myself. But to starting this moment forward, I choose to be a better version of myself, and I will not wallow in the guilt of the things and the wrong decisions and the bad decisions and the people I've hurt. I will not wallow in the guilt of that. I will get up, I will be stronger, and I will do better tomorrow. That's what we do. You have to get that mindset. I had to get that mindset in order for me to move towards rebuilding my self-confidence and rebuilding myself into somebody that I could look at in the mirror. Forgive yourself. Number two, this one is my favorite one. This was like the best one of all of the ones of the whole list. This one is getting to know yourself, building a relationship with yourself again. You have to know, you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself. Number two is crucial to building confidence, crucial to being able to look over the yaya of everybody talking about this and talking about that. Everybody's going to have something negative to say. I've already then settled that in my mind. So, no matter what you're doing, you can be doing nothing and they still gonna have something negative to say. They can't just live their life. They gonna have something negative to say. Anyways, you have to build a relationship with yourself where you trust yourself, where you got faith in your own abilities, and when you trust in the skills and in the values that you have. You have to know your own triggers. You have to answer to your own needs. Let's rewind. So let's say you got to know those triggers. If you know so and so doing this is what makes you angry and this causes you to make bad decisions and to move in a way that's out of character for you. Ooh, I'm congested. Excuse me. You to move out of character for a way that is uncharacteristic to you. Don't go around so and so. You know this trigger, acknowledge this trigger. You know not to go around so and so. And so is just a form of saying any given person. Excuse my tone. Anyways, so you know that you know what makes yourself tick. So on top of knowing those triggers, you also got to know your needs, and you also got to be true to your needs. Like, let's say your needs is rest, but you got responsibilities here, responsibilities here, responsibilities here. You have a responsibility to yourself. You have a responsibility to yourself to get some rest. If you need to schedule some time where you help them with whatever you help them with, if it's an obligation that you promised to deal with, but also turn around and schedule some time where you can shut out from the world and get you some sleep. You have to know your needs and you have to answer your needs. That's part of strengthening the relationship between you and yourself. Also, when it comes to building a relationship with yourself, you have to set some boundaries. You have to put some boundaries in place. It is okay to be nice. I try to be a very kind person. I try to be a very nice person. But I also have boundaries in place that if you cross them, I can professionally or politely or however I need to say it, tell you that you're stepping over those boundaries. So you have to set those boundaries because that is a protection of you. Let me say that again. That is a protection of you. And that's part of that relationship you have with yourself, because if nobody else has your back, you have to know that you have your own back. You have to know that you're looking out for yourself. Yourself has to know that. Don't put me in a white jacket. If you get what I'm saying, you have to know yourself. You have to build a relationship with yourself in order to grow, to know what make you tick, to know the things that you need to change, to know the places that you've already changed, because we growing. We are growing. The places that you've already made progress in, and of course the places that you need to work on, because we all have flaws. Every single portion of it is crucial. The parts that you still got to work on, the parts that you've accomplished already, the parts that you got in your mind, in your vision as something that you want to reach. Every single one of those play a crucial role in building who you want to be, stepping into your true purpose, reaching your full potential, getting things that you deserve. This is one of the steps to get you on the way to that. You have to build the relationship with yourself. And number three, my lord. Number three, you have to dress better than you feel. This is so underrated. It's so underrated. Like, people don't realize how much your outside, how you look on the outside, affects how you feel on the inside, and how you feel on the inside affects how you look on the outside. We are creatures that are emotionally in tune with our surroundings, with with things around us, everything around us. We're in tune with it. So when you look in that mirror and you see somebody that's dressed in slouchy clothes and haven't taken a shower, hair all crazy, and I've been there. Like, when I tell y'all, depression is a monster. It's a monster. Right. Depression's a monster. So I've been there. But one thing that helped me pick myself up off that rut, one thing that helped me really like come to Jesus, is I got up out the bed. I picked up all the dirty clothes off the floor. I made up the bed. I washed the sheets and made up the bed because I was laying in my funk. And then I got up, I washed my ass, I washed my butt, and then I got up and I put on something, not nothing too dressy, but I put on something that was very comfortable, but also made me feel like I belonged somewhere. It made me feel like I wasn't a sad piece of trash laying on the side of the road. The way we feel can reflect the way we feel on the outside, or the way we feel, the way we look on the outside. Rewind. The way we feel on the inside can be reflected on how we feel on the outside, or we can let our outside appearance motivate us to feel better on the inside. I got it out. When I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling depressed, when I'm feeling like I just don't feel like doing today. I just don't feel like getting out the bed. I just don't feel motivated to do the things that I need to do. I go in my closet, I find a nice outfit, and I put it on. And then when I look in the mirror, I slap a good wig on, or either I have my braids on, or I wear my hair, whatever it is. I do something to my hair, and then I look in that mirror and I be like, oh, I'm standing a little taller. I'm feeling a little brighter. I think I can face the things that are up for today. It just gives you that power. It gives you a sense of empowerment that maybe things aren't as bad. Maybe I'm not as bad off as I feel, which most of the time you're not. Sometimes, like, your emotional state is literally just beating you down, and you really not in as bad as a position as it feels like. Believe me, I know. So, anyways, get up, put on something decent, brush your hair back. You ain't gotta do no makeup. I don't wear much makeup either. Maybe some mascara every now and then, but I don't really do much makeup either. So whatever you gotta do to make yourself feel confident, to make yourself feel empowered, get up and do that. Get up and throw some music on while you do it. And don't let it be the sad music, because, like, I like listening to sad music sometimes. Like, I don't even be sad. Sometimes I just want to be, just be listening to sad music. But make sure it's some cheery music. Make sure it's not even cheery, but something more upbeat or spiritually uplifting. Don't let it be something that's gonna make you sink deeper. But get up, get dressed, do something to yourself, brush your teeth. You ain't even gotta dress up, just brush your teeth, shower. Then the next day, maybe you'll brush your teeth, shower, and wash the dishes. Take it one day at a time, but slowly start to take care. Put some conscious effort into taking care of yourself, is basically what I'm saying. Because even though you don't feel the best, you have to, sometimes you have to give yourself that extra push. So that's number 3. Dress better than you feel. Number 4, the next easy practical step that I took to rebuild myself and regain some self-confidence and, start moving towards my goals is I inserted a nighttime self-care routine. So this one has 2 parts. And I started pursuing hobbies again. So 2 parts to number 4. Develop some type of self-care routine that becomes a requirement in your daily schedule, or every other day or something like that, but multiple times a week. Set some type of routine that is surrounded around self-care, around taking care of you, meeting those needs I told you to be conscious of earlier. Set some time that is specifically for that. Like my nighttime routine, I do my face routine with along with my shower and my little moisturizing routine, and then I kind of do I want to start doing, because I'm not gonna say I do it yet, because but I want to add it in. I need to add it in there. You can tell I got some guilt because I've been saying I want to do it for a long time. But I'm gonna add a stretching routine in there. Maybe y'all gotta hold me to that to make sure I go ahead and do it in there, because I do have like a back injury and hip injury that can bother me sometimes. And as we get older, I may look young, but I am aging. So anyways, I incorporate stuff like that into my nightly routine that are specifically set for taking care of my body, taking care of my mind, and taking care of my spirit. I also, in the morning time, I have this routine where I take care of my mental and my spiritual. That's where I get up and do my meditation, or I try to light my incense and do like just like some reading for the day, or and I set my intentions for the day. I do my manifestation box. I think I showed y'all that in another video. My manifestation box, where I wake up every morning and I do my manifestations for the day, put it in that box, and I send it on into the universe to move for me. You have to set your own type of routines. And then as far as like hobby, I started studying herbalism, where I started making my own like body oils and stuff. Like, let me show you something. Like this one, I got my herbs in here on this serum that I'm making. I have another one here that I made. So I had to find some hobbies, and that was one that stuck. So find a hobby and build in a self-care routine that is reflective of you, that fits what you need, that uplifts you, that can benefit you in some type of positive way. Like emphasis on the benefits you in some type of positive way, whether that be emotionally benefiting you, mentally benefiting you, or even financially benefiting you. Because if I get this herbalism thing down packed, like I've already started producing some body oils and stuff, but I want to make my own body oils, and I already use it on myself, as you see, and it does the skin well. And I've also had multiple friends and family members try the oil, they like it as well. um but anyways, I dived into some type of hobby. So build a routine that is surrounding on self-care, whether that be yoga, meditation, exercising, um, spending time with your friends. And then also get you a hobby that makes you happy, one that makes you happy. Okay, emphasis on the you, because sometimes we get these hobbies and then they end up getting turned into stuff for other people. So anyways, self-care routine, hobby, find them, incorporate them. Now the last step I took was definitely not the least. This step is setting goals that are easily obtainable and that are within your current standing in life. Let me explain. Let me explain. Now, when we're talking about setting these reachable and obtainable goals that are relatable and appropriate for your status in life, what I mean is setting goals that are reachable with resources that you already have or that you can get with 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 some work, but not nothing that just gonna be impossible to reach. Like, I know tomorrow I can't have $1 million, but I do know that if I put away $20 every week, I can save up enough to, you get what I'm saying. We have to be more realistic when we're setting these goals. We can't keep putting these goals that the goals of Mount Olympus when we're trying to climb, we're still trying to get over the anthill in our backyard. Goals that are more like, okay, I've been slacking. So the goal is by the end of the month, I'm gonna have all my notes taken for class before Wednesday every week. That way, by the end of this semester, I'll know all the knowledge I need to know to pass my final exam. Reachable, obtainable, makes sense, right? But I can't be in the first semester of my master's program saying that I'm going to set the goal to earn my doctorate degree in 1 year. You have to be realistic about where you are in life, the things you can do, the resources you have access to. You know what setting these goals, like these outrageous goals, do to you? It kills your motivation. It kills your self-confidence. Oh, you get to think, oh, well, maybe they were right. No, maybe they weren't right. You just set your goals a little bit too high for your current position in life, for your current standing in life. So let's take a step back. Maybe you can't get $1 million tomorrow, but you can set the goal to get a budget in place by the end of the month so that you can start putting money into a specialized savings that goes towards the $1 million. And as you make more income, you can increase the amount that goes into the pot. That is a reasonable goal. That is a reasonable goal. What's even more reasonable than just saying I want to get $1 million is saying, like, hey, I want to get my first $1 million. Let me start constructing a business plan so that I can start my own business and sell a product or a service that's gonna get me more money and continuous cash flow. We have to set goals that we can reach. We have to stop putting these goals in front, like dangling carrots in front of our own faces, knowing that we can't reach those points in our life yet because we're still working through and trying to become a more efficient version of ourselves, right? Like, we're still trying to do that, and we're setting these goals that's way above where it's possible for us to get at the moment, and then we're beating ourselves up when we can't get nowhere near it. Stop teasing yourself. Stop being hard on yourself. Stop making this more overwhelming than it needs to be on yourself. Set a doable goal. Set an obtainable goal. Set an attainable goal. Stop putting your goals above your position in life. Yes, you will reach the goal that you set that's within your bracket, that's within your position. And then after you reach that, you'll be able to set goals that are at a higher limit. But again, if you just setting them higher, yes, it's okay to set an end goal. Set an end goal, but also have micro goals all pinned all along the way to that path so that you don't get discouraged along your way. Instead, you're checking it off. Oh, I did it. Okay, I reached that one. Okay, I reached that one. And it's more of a motivation than oh, I set this goal and it's been 3 years and I still ain't reached it. Well, what have you done? What goals have you reached? Be proud of those. Because whether you reach it today, tomorrow, or whenever, you still put in the work, you still put in the effort, you still did it. You have that faith in yourself, but set goals. Don't set yourself up for disappointment. Set goals that are reachable. Long story short. Long story short. Okay, so we discussed the 6 easy practical steps that I took to rebuild my confidence, rebuild who I am, give me the strength that I need to face any mental health issues, any emotional problems, any career, financial issues that I face. These 6 practical steps are what got me through that. We have to first what? Forgive ourselves. Forgive yourself. You are not the person you were in high school. You are not the person you were even last year. They know that version of you. You know you're not that version no more. Do what you need to do to make it right and then move forward. Forgive yourself. And then next, you need to build a relationship with yourself. You need to know you. You need to know you because you need to know you. That way you know how to treat you. You know what you need. You know what you will and won't allow people to do. You need to know you. It's crucial. And then we have number 3. This one is to boost your confidence. Dress better than you feel. It's tempting to just throw on whatever. I know I've been in that slump. I still get in that slump sometimes where I want to just lay in my misery. But get up, brush your teeth, take a shower, eat, and put on some clean and decent clothes. They ain't gotta be dressy. They ain't gotta be fancy. Just decent. Dress better than you feel. This will help motivate you to get that confidence back. This will help motivate you to make changes. This will get you past the he say, she say, and the negative energy that constantly gets thrown your way no matter what you do. Dress better than you feel. 4, 2 parts. Get you some routines in place that surrounds around. I'm getting tongue-tied. Get your routine in place that revolves around taking care of you, and then get you some hobbies that make you happy, that make you feel less anxiety, less stress, less pressure. Get it for you. And lastly, set obtainable goals. Stop dangling these goals that you know you're not ready for in your face and then crying when you don't reach them. You're not supposed to reach them because you're not there yet. Set obtainable and reachable goals and then mark them off as tiny successes in your book. Because any step forward is a win. Set obtainable goals. So that's it for us today, guys. Like, we talked about these 6 practical, easy steps to take. Give it a try. Comment below and let me know what you think. Which one of these steps do you feel would be most beneficial for you? Which one of these steps do you feel like you could use in your life that could help you get out of the rut that you're in and rebuild who you are? Let me know. Thank you for joining me, everybody. And everybody is welcome in the cove. Y'all have a good one.